First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What's going on, good people? Let's get it. We are here. Not on time, unfortunately. CP time. I just got off work, and Cannon's still, setting up. AJ had to get, his household in order. You know what I'm saying? Things happen, but we are here.
We are here. To be on time is to be late.
Talk to
her. Never mind. My bad.
Y'all see, we all nailed up today. It's J5. It's J5. You know what I'm saying? We out here looking like Ryan Clark for your mark. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the fours. Everybody throw your fours up when you enter this. So throw your fours up. This is episode 136. Y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. We also on TikTok and Twitch at 3-Man Weave _. We here. We here. We had some I'm gonna say shocking news. I Am Athlete. They lost two of their prominent members, core members.
Was it shocking?
I didn't want to say breaking, so I had to go with shocking, but
you could have said non-breaking.
Non-breaking.
They lost Channing Crowder and Fred Teller. They went and did their own thing, their own show, The Pivot. I think they got Ryan Clark on there. We can continue to see how I watched the first episode on that. They explained why they left I Am Athlete.
So I think
thoughts. Thank you. Good.
Once I saw the Pepsi come out, I'm like, okay.
I said, dang, just mid.
I was thirsty, got it.
But nah, man. I think that sometimes, man, shit it don't go as long as you expect it to. And the dynamics of it, it was nice and it was good to have. But one thing that they did say, they was just doing some shit to get out of COVID. And when something like that happens, you don't have a real plan and you don't have a real meeting of the minds. And so not everybody is on the same page because you didn't start this on the same page. It's the same thing that we talked about with the Joe Budden episode that we did when they broke up. It's because hey, it's the Joe Budden podcast, and just you two motherfuckers that came out and we had a good rapport together. You know what I'm saying?
I think the issue, because what they did say was, like not creative differences, but it was going in a different direction that they didn't really want it to go into. And when you think about it, it's called I Am Athlete. That's Brandon Marshall's baby. He has a whole training facility. That's a big training facility. It's called I Am Athlete. So they did the
whole combine and everything.
So that's his actually. So it's like you have to acquiesce to his wishes because
but nah, I feel you.
I hate you.
I feel you though, but I think that's what happens. Sometimes people. You know how it's like everybody want to be a leader, but don't nobody want to be a follower, but don't nobody know how to be a leader sometimes. And I think that's what it comes down to sometimes. Just because you want to be a leader don't mean you can necessarily run that. And at the end of the day, this is like Brandon Marshall's the CEO of this. So guess what?
That's facts.
I can get y'all opinion, but if I don't agree with your opinion, I don't have to go
And
with what you're talking about.
boy,
At the end of the day, I do have to take, because at the end of the day, with this being my platform,
mm-hmm,
if I take your advice and it doesn't go the way that I had it planned, now I still have to look at myself. I am athlete is mine. It went downhill because of your suggestion. It doesn't really have an effect on you because, as you can see, you can just go and create your own thing now.
facts.
So this does come down to me ultimately. So regardless of what you say, I do have the final say.
Oh, you know who was trying to be David Ruffin?
It was definitely Channing.
But I seen this coming just from watching the podcast. I I did think that Fred was the voice of reason. So even though I didn't personally like him on there, I felt like he was the voice of reason. I felt like Channing just didn't fit in. But to AJ's point, and it being B Marshall's platform and all that, but sometimes, bro, on that joint, B Marshall was acting like the dude at the football field who just wanted to take his ball home, bro. And it's only so long, even if it is your platform, that anybody's gonna put up with that.
Yeah.
So it's like I felt like they would leave eventually because I just felt like, you know, Chad fit with B Marshall because he got all the quick comebacks and nothing that B Marshall do really bother him. But Channing wear his heart on his sleeve. So it's like some of those backhanded comments, I just saw it through the camera. I was like, bro, he a little tight right now. So I just seen it coming, and you know, Fred is he's like a realist, and because Brandon gets so high sometimes, I feel like it just makes sense for them both of them to roll out. But hey man, all good things come to an end. It was pretty, they was pretty good together, in my
Yeah.
opinion, even though I didn't technically care for Fred and Channing that much.
I mean, you know, you entitled to your opinion. I think they all mesh, and I think they all came together as, you know, as a collective. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that, to your point, I understand your point. It was definitely sometimes Brandon Marshall was doing way too much, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
cutting them off, and you know, just trying to just, you know, be the star. But it's kind of like, but and to my mind, I kind of just understood that was his role. So I thought,
Yeah.
you know, everybody kind of just understood that that's his role. That's what he do. I just I kind of thought everybody had an unspoken rule of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, some things, like you said, sometimes you just get tired of it. And like you said,
Yeah.
if the business is not going the way that you expect it to go, then it's definitely to get out of it early before we start getting resentful and really start hating you, and you know what I'm saying, to go left.
Yeah.
How bad was the business though?
I
Like, cause
don't know. Well,
Nobody knows.
what they said was it was something like it started off as we want to get out the house for COVID, get something to do,
mm-hmm,
and he said we hit a home run.
mm-hmm,
So it exceeded their expectations. So once again, they probably, you know, sponsorship started come, because like I said, they had the DraftKings sponsorship, they had the parlay bets that they was doing and all that. So they were starting to get money, and sponsorships was coming. So
Mm-hmm.
who's to say how does it get divvied up? You know,
mm-hmm.
so when it comes
Because
to Fred, so because it's my platform, I'm the one that's probably getting all the gas here. I'm the one probably doing all the brunt work, and y'all just showing up and just giving your 2 cents.
once again, it's the same thing. Like I said when we talked
But
about the Bread
but
Butter
listen, if
podcast.
I'm listen, right,
Mhm.
if Hill has a podcast, right, and Hill literally does all the brunt work, and all I gotta do is show up and really be a guest host, I'm not about to complain when
But
Hill tell me
here's the thing. Not everybody,
hit
not
my
everybody,
back,
not
bro.
everybody think like that, because now people are like, oh, I'm on TV, like I'm on camera the
People
same amount of
crazy,
time I'm
bro.
on camera. Nobody cares about what goes on behind the scenes, and
People
that's where people get
are
fucked up.
crazy, bro.
Yeah,
If they really think that, oh, I don't do anything else but show up, and I'm
but
supposed to get the same amount of money as someone
it may
who's
not.
doing the groundwork, who's brokering deals,
Listen to this, brother.
who's
It,
getting merch shipped, who's doing all of these things.
But see,
That's
listen,
crazy.
Ken, it may not necessarily be they think that they need to get the exact same, but what they get might be where the disconnect happens, because they may say, I don't want the same as Brandon, because
That's fair. That's
you know, this is his platform, this is his business, he's the CEO of this, but I don't like what I'm getting for my time. And I know that there are these things that are rolling in now. I don't like what I'm being paid. And unfortunately, once again, as a CEO, I can decide what I'm getting paid for because I'm not just trying to build this where everyone is getting paid. I also am trying to make a profit.
Yeah.
So in order to keep my operation costs, forecast in the next years where things may get a little bit bigger and I need to be able to handle that. If I want to expand, guess what? I have to pay those people that I expand. So you're not just trying to break even, like, hey, I'm going to break this deal down and I'm going to take this portion. I'm going to, pay you this portion. I also have to put money and reinvest it back into my business from this stuff that's coming in too.
Forgot what I was about to say. God damn it. We
Oh,
lost
damn.
it. But I was thinking if he's thinking about, I think he also didn't. I don't think Cannon thought about the aspect of fame.
Yeah.
Like a lot of I never heard Fred Taylor talk to the show. Feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people didn't understand that maybe that he's becoming a fan favorite actually on the show. They was loving some of his takes. They was loving some of the things that he was doing. So he could be looking at this saying like, "Hey, look, I'm becoming a star." Like he could be the David Ruffin, like Chris said. Like who knows? Like I said, they didn't really expound on that much. So it's like, who knows? I want to go on this point. I want to touch on this before we transition. It's harder to be a team player than the star player. That was from Mark Jackson. I kind of want him to expound on that because I don't understand. I personally don't understand that because it's like if you have a defined role, let's say that if you know your defined role is this is what you're supposed to do, and that's all you got to do, and just be a star at your role, then you're pretty much a star player. And
here's my thing about like podcasting, having a radio show, TV show, something like that. There may be star play like
I need a soda, man.
it may you may know okay
let us go.
this person is the star player, but it doesn't always necessarily happen like that because if you look at it sometimes on I Am Athlete, sometimes it's a Brandon show where he's the star player, but sometimes it's a Chad show, or sometimes it's a Channing show, or sometimes it's a Fred Taylor show where he's the one that's kind of taking the spotlight. So that's the thing that kind of gets me, and that's what takes me back to they didn't start this together.
Yeah, it was a phone call.
Right.
It was a, hey, come do this with us. Come do this with us.
Had they started this together, then I believe things would be a little bit different. Because once again, everybody's in it with on the ground floor. And most likely it would have been I Am Athlete was built by Fred Taylor, Brandon Marshall, Chad Johnson, and Channing Crowder. Instead, Brandon Marshall was like, I got this idea. I have this vision.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start it.
I mean, hey, but if that's how it happened, then that's how it happened.
But that's how it happened. That's what I'm saying.
So am I Am Athlete going to continue having different guests? Yeah,
Absolutely.
The train is still moving. They had Devin Hester, they had Al Harrington recently. They had somebody else recently too. So like I said, their train is still moving. Now I don't know which direction they're going to go further. I know
things too, man.
Yeah,
I know I'm tired of I Am NASCAR. I know I'm tired of that. So but that ain't for me. That ain't for me. So
100%.
hey, maybe they felt the same way. They might have been tired of getting them the damn cars too. You know what? But we do have some breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
And it's going to happen on a Wednesday when we record 2/2/22. We finally get that team name, Cannon. We finally get that team name, Cannon.
Man.
We finally get that team name. That's what you've been waiting for, right?
Is this what you want?
No, this ain't what I've been waiting for. I wanted this years ago. I've been stopped waiting, bro. I'm just appalled that every day that they go without doing it is just an insult to me. So it's like the fact that you know it now and you come out and set a date months later is just it's even more disrespectful, man. It reminds me of the Sean Taylor thing. Like
I knew you were gonna say that. Yes, no.
they say they do a lot of stuff for fan base, and it's not for fan base. It's they got some analytical guy back there, Hill, telling them it's gonna work well if we draw it out. Let the fans have choices of the names, even though we ain't gonna use none of their choices.
What they say
It'll
about
have
any plan to start with, all you got to do is. That's what that plan is. All you got to do is.
The funny thing is, I literally was talking to John Kahn. Like he literally was messaging me, and he was literally trying to defend it.
Let the people know who that is, Ken.
John Kahn, he's a beat reporter for Washington for ESPN. So John Kahn at ESPN, and he's a good guy because if you hit him up on on his pages, his Twitter, his IG, he'll respond. But I just went up there and I says 3 years in the making, and a lot of people don't understand the 3 years when I say it. So John Kahn immediately tells me like 2 years, and a bunch of other people on this page is like 2 years. But I say, no, it's not 2 years. We've been Washington football team for 2 seasons. But they forgot that they told
it was coming
under Jay Gruden the last season that this will be our last season as the Washington Redskins. So we played that season. So me as a fan, and I had season tickets. So y'all remember that. So it's like as a fan, I'm going like sad, like these are the last hurrah. This is it. So it's like, okay, so I'm expecting our team name to come boom right at the end of that. Then it doesn't. They come out and say football team. Okay. Then we're football team for 2 years. So it's like, for me as a fan, it's been 3 years, right? And so going back to John Kahn, I'm telling him, like, I get it. We've been football team for 2 years, but for me, it's really been 3 since we've known that we need to change the name. So it's like, I always reference the Cleveland Indians. And he said that he's from Ohio, and he said, believe me, the fan base would have rather them draw it out. And that's his opinion, because he may be a fan of the Cleveland Indians. I just don't see how that works, because they know who they are. They may not like the Guardians because, of course, they would prefer to be the Indians. You feel me? But at least they knew right away. You feel me? At least they have the players on the team know who their mascot is. They can have everything. Fans can go out and buy Nelia. We can represent. So now, if I would have bought football team, and this is my whole point, if I would have bought football team paraphernalia, it was never going to last. So that's an insult right there. You should have went in there when you said that y'all were deliberating. You should have came out with an official placeholder and said, this will be the name. We don't have time, and I've said this over and over, we don't have time to roll out the uniforms and stuff this year, but this is the name. And that's what the Indians did. They said, we're the Guardians, but we're going to finish this year under the Indians, and then we'll roll it out. And so, to me, I just think it could have been handled better. I'm not excited for February 2nd, 2022.
Is it because, let's get this bullshit off. Is it because that they drug it out long, or is it because they're actually changing the name? Because I think now, go ahead, answer that.
To me, it's not because. So I'm all for, if I want people to treat me fair in this world, you feel me? And kudos to AJ. He's one of the people who helped me come around to that. Like, if I want people to treat me fair in this world, if someone thinks that that's racist, then I don't support that name. So I'm cool with letting that name go. You feel me? If it's derogatory to anybody, I don't want to go around saying it just because it's something that's familiar to me and have someone else being insulted. So I'm cool with letting that name go. There are plenty cool names that we could have done. Like, we have a history of doing other stuff. Anything with a hawk, I would have been on board. You feel me? I'll be on board with anything with a wolf, but they're coming out saying that it's not. So it's like, the feds wanted something. We wanted to keep red in the name. You could have tried to do that. Red tails, red wolf, red hawk. All of these things exist, but it's like, bro, you on some commander? Like, really? That's bro, when you can make a play, when you can make a team on Madden, going back to like 05, like, those are the basic names that came with the joint.
It was like Tiburon,
you feel
Commander.
But
like, bro,
And that's
it
what,
took 3 years. I should be sold on the name. You feel me?
but I don't think y'all would have been sold on the name, period, off the simple fact that it's taking 3 years.
This long.
In your words, and the fact that it's taking this long, you don't give a damn if you pick the name. You probably wouldn't like it. You know, it's just the fact that y'all did this wrong, and we joke about y'all PR team because, like you said, when things went left for y'all this season, what did they do? All
Pull
of a
out
sudden,
Sean Taylor.
now all of a sudden that y'all eliminated from the playoff.
Now you want to celebrate the name. You could have been done this, bro.
Yeah,
is
like this
it
supposed to get y'all
the,
excited. No, this is not getting y'all excited at all. Like
at all, bro.
isn't that the week before Super Bowl? I mean, like the week of Super Bowl, I think.
no, the Super Bowl is it's the week before, I believe, because
it's I think it's the week of. I think it's
no, it's 2 weeks. It's got to be 2 weeks because the Super Bowl is the February 13th or 14th.
and Super Bowl getting later and later. Super Bowl finna be in March before we know it.
Right. But yeah, so it's like I think what they're doing is they're trying to maintain some semblance of relevance in the media scale where okay, we're out of the playoff race now. Hey, guess what? We have a name now. Let's build up some anticipation for that. And then we'll forget about it. And then February 2nd is starting to come and guess what? Oh, hey guys, guess what? The Washington football team is going to be getting the name soon. But at the end of the day, it's like one of those things where it's just like when you've been like you ever was like had your eye on like on a new chick, and when you get her, you finally realize like, man, this shit was whack. It wasn't what I waited for. That's what this team name reveal is. Like when you knew, like, okay, yeah, we about to get a name, we changing it. Man, this shit was trash. Like I waited for this. No what? Like I give me my time back. And I think that's really what's happening with the Washington football team and their PR. They making y'all like wait for this for so long, and it's just like, bro, this shit is some mid.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That the way your
Just
that's where your
tell us
mind
the
went.
name and the fact that I feel like it's all that's CBS came out and said it's already leaked. Now, after CBS said that, of course, Snyder's wife came out and gave a bunch of names trying to be a decoy, but I don't believe her because the Red Wolves was up there and a bunch of
the Washington football team not
legitimate
learned
news
about leaking
entities
stuff? Like,
already
they know
said,
shit don't get leaked from there.
and Jason Wright said already that Red Wolves was out. Now, unless they're lying to us to surprise us, that's the only thing that they could do to save it for me. If we actually did get Red Wolves, because that was fun.
But bro, Red Wolves would have been so that would have been so live for y'all because
it's really out. So it's like I feel like it really is the Admirals like leak. What was happening earlier 2 days ago, if you would have typed in WashingtonAdmirals.com, it would have directed you to the Washington football team page. Now, if you type it in, it directs you to some BS website. So it's like, all right, once CBS wrote an article about it, it's like, dang, we gotta fix that. But it's like it may be too late. And it's like if y'all really pick that, bro, it's like the name. It really is like the pick a team. If you relocate on Madden, you pick your team name. Washington Generals, man.
I mean, like I said, y'all. I mean, only leave it up to y'all to take this long and to still mess this up. But we're gonna move right along. Because we don't want to we don't want to make Cannon that much upset because he was upset earlier, y'all.
No, I'm not really upset. It's really it's actually funny. It's actually funny that they keep expecting more from fans. More fans, man.
But it may work. And the funny thing about it, it may be working. We may be sitting there like, this is the dumbest thing we ever actually seen. But it may be some fans that's actually excited.
If they win, bro, the fans will come. So it's like, bro, all of this gimmick off the field, stuff that you're trying to fix, years of what you've done through PR, you can't fix it through PR. You have to fix it through on the football field. If you are a football team, which your name says, like,
that's the main thing.
You're a football team. Football team should do football stuff, not be in the media doing name campaigns. Just like I said, it's too long, bro. Like if a woman gets pregnant, it's 9 months. It's like, come on, like we've come on now. It's month 19th that we've been the Washington football team. So it's too long, bro.
See what happens when you keep listening to AJ. AJ, you can't. You gotta wait till you finish because he ain't got his headphones in. So,
what?
You're right. My fault.
Because like he trying to like he got it. We got it. Before we get let's get to this. Eric got a question. What's going on with the news about the Super Bowl possibly moving to Dallas? They thinking about a COVID policy mandate in California is up for debate. They don't know if
And
some of the
they're
rules
not
they
shutting
think,
Texas down.
and that's why they the first one to
Florida.
or Florida. That's why.
Hey, that bitch either gonna be in Hard Rock Stadium, in
Or
Tampa Bay,
AT&T, you know what I'm
or
saying?
AT&T. They
And
like, look,
it was in Tampa Bay last year, so they already know.
It's got to be Dallas. Yeah,
So,
it's got
but
to
the
be.
thing, like I said, they got a lot of where they don't have a lot, but COVID restrictions maybe be on the brink in California, so they may, put a hindrance on having the Super Bowl in California this year. It's still up in the air. It's a possibility. Dallas is up is number one candidate to be the replacement for SoFi. Still up in the air. So once it gets finalized, we'll definitely expound on that. But that's what COVID's doing. You better have a contingency plan.
oh, 100%.
And I just and unfortunately, I don't want to jinx any team, but COVID is going to ruin some teams' playoffs. And like I said, I really don't want to jinx anybody.
It probably ruined some bubble wild card team who thought they could make the wild card teams. Probably
Already.
The COVID thing been nasty, man.
Yeah,
This been remnant of the original.
It's real nasty work.
Because this shit is real. Motherfuckers don't think it is.
They playing the games with it. But Monday we got the college football national championship.
Yeah,
the rematch between Bama and Georgia.
So look, I don't know if y'all, I was in the comments last time, and I told y'all when y'all was discussing Cincy and Bama, I said, listen, all that stuff that y'all saying is cute, but in the trenches, bro, is where it's going to be nasty for Cincy, bro. And it was, man. and that's really as much as y'all was talking about Bama. And I think that's going to happen to Kirby Smart, to your point, Hill. He can't, he's never been able to beat the teacher. I don't know if it happens this time. Georgia, they may be the closest to Alabama in the trenches, but I just still think Alabama has the better D line and O line, man.
I just feel that your pride has to kick in.
Oh hell yeah!
You got your ass whooped the last game. And
I'm rooting for Georgia, but
you cannot go. But you're picking Bama. I understand.
Oh yeah, if I had to put money on it.
Yeah, I'm going. I'll be a dumbass again and go with my heart instead of my head. I'm going to go with Georgia because I just feel that your pride has to kick in. You have to utilize the mistakes that you made in the last game and be the Georgia that you've been all year. Instead of that game, make sure that was the blip on the radar, that game against Bama in the SEC championship. And I just feel that they're going to find a way to win this game. AJ?
Yeah. And currently right now, Bama is actually the underdog. Georgia is the betting favorite right now if you're looking at Vegas.
They trying to get somebody money. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I definitely have a couple parlays with Bama right now.
Happy.
Yeah, but that's one thing that I did mention, but I did say Cincinnati, like I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. And although the final score may look like it, the game actually was a lot closer, throughout the duration of the game. They did just kind of, start to pull away late. And what I didn't like about I put it in the group. I didn't like Cincinnati's game plan. Yeah. They didn't threaten. They didn't threaten, to try and open the field up for them at all offensively, which allowed Bama in the trenches to kind of just pin their ears back and just squat on everything short.
Yeah.
And so you don't have those good underneath routes because you're not pushing the safeties back. The linebackers aren't threatened where they have to kind of think like, okay,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
is their game plan a result of them being cheated multiple years and never having the opportunity to play on this type of stage? Because this should not have been their first.
They should have been there last year. And you can tell by the way they played Georgia last year. Because remember, I brought this up. Last year they played Georgia, to the very end. It took a last second field goal. And although, like I said, once their offensive lineman got hurt, that's when Azeez Ojulari started cooking.
Mm-hmm. So I just believe if they would have been getting their fair shots and it wasn't as political as it is, they might have been better prepared for this stage. And had they gotten here last year, their recruiting classes would have been better too.
Okay, but also, I don't think that necessarily, even if some people are saying, hey, this is just proof why a group of 5 teams shouldn't have been there. That's
what they're saying.
But the bullshit that I don't like about that is y'all let Oklahoma and Notre Dame get in these games all the time. They get their ass beat worse. Michigan got beat worse than Cincinnati did. Mm-hmm. So I don't really want to hear that about those group of 5 teams, especially if you're kind of that top of the line group of 5 team. If you are that, you're undefeated. You just you deserve to get a shot. And once again, if a Notre Dame gets in there and they get beat by 50,
but
why are we saying that they gonna give you the benefit of the doubt all the time with Notre Dame or Oklahoma? They get their ass beat all the time. And it's like, oh well, they went undefeated in the Big 12, this and that. Like, I went undefeated too, and I beat some Power 5 teams.
But you know what that is, AJ?
Oh, 100%. That's politics.
Not even politics. It's people's personal. I'm trying to acceptance or something like that. Like they want their logic to come to fruition. So they're like, if they never wanted Cincinnati in there,
then it's easy.
It's an easy. See, I told you they shouldn't have been in there. It's easy. It's now I feel justified saying this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like we so in the world of like we want to give our opinion. We want to be right with our opinion. So it's trying like we need anything to justify what we say. So it's like you for that instance, like if they say what you just said, they already been saying that Cincinnati had no business being there in the beginning. So now not even watching the game.
Cincinnati didn't get in last year.
Not even watching the game and saying, "Damn, this game plan is just boring." Like this conservative, you're not even trying. They're saying, "Look,
the game, honestly."
They're like, "Look, they're not even supposed to be here. They have no business being here. They're not even Power 5." See what I told you?
They said that several times. During the game.
They say that's what they said. But if AJ would have hit you with the same thing like he just said, Notre Dame and Oklahoma, they would have had nothing to say. They would have no rebuttal.
Those teams, guess what? To AJ's point,
it's teams in the SEC that be getting their doors blown the fuck off by Alabama and Georgia.
They still get opportunities.
But that's the conference that y'all love so much.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the SEC was getting blown out by regular teams this playoffs.
Yeah, it's literally a top heavy division, and
that's it.
And to Eric's point, I don't think it hurts smaller schools.
Read it.
Oh, Eric said, does that hurt smaller schools though? As far as they won't let them in again for a while, they didn't let them in for a while before that. And it was almost like you had.
That's just their reality.
If you didn't let Cincinnati in this time, like I said, at this point, it would have just been time to just move the group of 5 teams out of the FBS anyway. Because
if put them in their own championship league.
Exactly, because if the Cincinnati's in the group of 5 teams couldn't get in with what Cincinnati did over the last 2 seasons, because we've seen that a lot,
and never get
because we've seen that most of the time where a team has to finish good the season before to be ranked high so that they can get in. And Cincinnati should have got in last year.
Yeah,
but now to answer his question, it does hurt them because this is the chance. This was their chance to prove them wrong.
But here's my thing:
to play devil's advocate to play devil's advocate to his question is, you got to give them some respect for making it. So it's like, all right, they did make it. So it's like, all right, like if an SEC team made it and lost, they would be coming preseason favorites already. Still. With that loss, they're like, oh, it's Bama. So you're still ranked high. So they should get that same respect. You feel me? They lost. to Bama. So it's like it shouldn't be like, oh, they're afterthought next year. They should come in highly respected next year. And they probably will have a top recruiting class because
And
kids like, dang,
let's
I
not
want to go
forget
to
UC's
Tennessee.
going to the Big 12.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
UC is
come on now.
Well, you mentioned
UC is although Oklahoma and Texas are leaving the Big 12, UC is going to the Big 12,
Yeah.
and I think that'll help their case now.
Yeah, UC, go ahead and give them the initials, AJ.
So it's been reported and rumored that Jim Harbaugh may make a return to the NFL.
Are we doing this?
Man, bro.
Yeah,
I
right.
think,
Quick,
I
only
think
quick
has,
though.
I think it has some validity just because, man, some of these coaches like recruiting, bro. I'm not trying. Like, I know these coaches don't be wanting to try and kiss ass to these 17, 18-year-olds and make them think like they're the best thing since sliced bread. They don't want to be doing all this traveling and all of that. So if I don't got to recruit, I think that's a good deal. That's the same thing I said about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin ain't trying to be out here on the road recruiting nobody when they was talking about him to USC.
Yeah, that one just never had validity.
Exactly.
Go to USC, right? So, but this only reason I believe this one is because he finally got over the hump and got to the playoffs.
And I think he's peaked. I don't think it's gonna get it's not gonna get no better for Harbaugh. So this is what you're gonna be doing. This is where you're at. That's it.
Because the one thing he can do, if he can finally get back in the NFL and get one of those jobs, and I believe personally that the Raiders is a
like
good
he
job.
liked the kids. I don't know if he just was looking unhappy in the NFL.
Them Dockers is finna be in Vegas.
But the thing is, and I think that if he go to Vegas and whatever he does in Vegas is whatever he does in Vegas, because he can get back into college. Like
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he can get, but I don't know if he can get
whoever goes to Michigan is gonna get fired after five years because they're not gonna be able to get the tenure and the leash that he had. So
just
if
put
he
the
wants
glasses
to go back
on.
to Michigan, he can.
Put the bow glasses on, embrace the culture. They'll love you, man.
But I think the fact that he finally got over the hump is, it like I said, it brings back his name and back in the good light, because he's been rumored for NFL jobs for a while.
But this is the one where it's like it makes sense.
And I never thought that he couldn't coach. I've always thought that he could be an NFL coach. I honestly thought that he didn't. I just thought that he seemed to like the kids, bro.
I think he's a better NFL coach and he's a better college coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I just feel like if you just look at him, this is just an observation, just being on the sidelines and stuff like that, and then being for the 49ers and then just looking at him now, he just appeared happy to me. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, what I will say is when he was in the NFL, towards the end of his tenure, his personality was starting to wear on the locker room. And sometimes we've all seen it. Your personality, sometimes your message runs a little bit stale. They made it to the NFC Championship game and stuff like that, and it didn't work out. I think had they won to the Super Bowl and won it, the perception of him would have been completely different.
It was the lights, bro.
They started to lose. It was the
and
all of a sudden they didn't, like I say.
And remember, Kaepernick was hurt. It was just a string of bad luck. And when you have that personality, that little thorny personality, it only really works. The thorny personality only works when you win.
Exactly. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why it became an issue, because they started to lose.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of personality you say? Annoying.
Thorny. Like little asshole, little Bill Belichick.
I think he was a way better NFL coach, but dealing with college rather than the NFL might make him happier. Two things.
Or dealing with the NFL rather than college might make him happier. Like I said,
it might.
He don't have to go on the road recruiting. He can still have, control of who he brings in. And instead of having to fill out 85 scholarships, I just got to bring in 53 dudes, and half these dudes is on contracts already. So I know who's going to be here. I only going to have a couple people leaving. Ain't no transfer portal. So, and I don't have to go against Ohio State.
Yeah, because that boy. So your boy, who boy is this? Let me see. It's Cannon's boy,
Who?
AB. The boy that went crazy again.
Yeah, he done went crazy, man.
He had a little outburst, you know. And a lot of reports are finally starting to come out to try to save face. And, you know, everybody everybody was playing doctor immediately when it happened. He got CTE. It's kicking in. You know, he got CTE crazy. Then, you know, he got mental health issues. And like I said, I'm not trying to downplay that at all. It was his incentives. They were trying to stop him from getting his incentives and all that. You know, it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was crazy, bro.
It was
I'm
crazy.
not acting like that if I'm not getting my incentive, bro. Because to me, I really ain't gonna get my next incentive. You feel me? If I do this, like honestly, that type of behavior warrants never to be in the NFL again, bro. Nobody you quit. You pulled Devontae Burfict.
Vontae
Davis.
Yeah, Vontae Davis. My bad, perfect. But yeah, you quit. Like, come on, bro. That's the second player that we seen do that. Like, you can't come back from that. So it's like, even if you got a reason, there's a way. Like, whatever. If it was business, you got to let your agent deal with that, bro. You still got to go out on the field and do your job. If it was personal, you ain't like what the coaches said, bro. Handle it in the locker room. But once you take your pads off, throw it off, walk across the field like that while the game is going, bro, and deuce out, and you waiting for Ubers. This my thing.
With the Mary J. Blige No More Pain boots on.
This is the most important thing of it all, right? Never am I ever storming out of somewhere that I ain't got no ride to leave, bro.
We've always been taught that, bro. Don't just offer a ride, bro. Like what? Like what? Who taught you this?
Like if anything, bro, just keep walking until you away from the stadium.
Yeah, don't let people
just storm off, take your little rolling bag, go down the block, and then call your Uber from there. But don't be at the player entrance.
It was the shoes, bro. He wasn't walking nowhere.
The Mary J. Blige No More Pains.
This wasn't a away game. That's what the fuck that guy. Y'all flew here.
Oh man.
But in all seriousness, no. I think the fact that I don't care about none of that. I don't care about the incentive. I don't care about his injury. I don't care about absolutely none of the reports, none of the logic, the theories, none of that.
Yeah.
Unless Bruce Arians called him the N-word.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, bro.
Nothing warrants what you did. I do not care. I said, I don't care about you think you have a CTE, your mental health issues, none of that. Nothing that warranted none of that unless he called you the N-word.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. All the other excuses I gave you logical ways to handle that.
Even if he called him the N-word, it don't warrant that. It warrant busting his ass over the head.
You shouldn't have left. You should have stayed there and raised some hell.
But at least AJ, we could at least say, see,
we could at least say, okay.
You know, he called him the N-word, like at least
and we could have been like, if he had two choices, either stay and beat the brakes off Bruce or leave. He would have done the best thing.
I'm easily beating the brakes off Bruce. He already got a partially ruptured Achilles.
I think Bruce was ready. Bruce been ready.
Bruce got one wheel though. Bruce must be on IR.
Bruce been sick of him.
Bro, that picture is not worse, bro. It's not worse than not being welcome somewhere and then being on the outside waiting for a ride of it.
Yeah,
man.
that's terrible.
He was like this. He wasn't even looking at on his phone.
Uber can't come fast enough, bro.
Bro, he was just checking his emails, trying to not look awkward. Like,
you know what's crazy? You know, people always like to correlate. You put you on your high horse, like, oh, y'all, what was y'all doing? This was your job. You should, you know, you talking all this. Like, what would you do and all that? I've done this. Like, I've quit a job like this, like before. Like,
yeah,
I was working at a warehouse. They said I did. They said I did something wrong that I clearly didn't do, and I went off. I was ready to fight everybody. I mean, everybody, and I pulled the AB. I had no business pulling the AB. They almost ain't want to give me my check. because I pulled the AB.
And see you,
Fine,
and when they
detrimental
almost
to
didn't
the
give you
team.
your
We're gonna
check,
keep
what
that
did you
last
learn?
one.
You said what?
When they almost didn't give you your check, what did you learn?
Not to pull an AB no more.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? At least get your check first.
At least get your check, man. Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? At least get your check first. And that's all you had to do. But like I said, I've done this before. I stormed in, ready to kicking the door, raising the phone, ready, like, what's up? What y'all want to do? You know what I'm saying? That's not the right thing to do, brother.
It's
There's
not.
other way. And like I said, we can't even defend you. Even if, and I think Eric posted in there that he said his ankle was severely injured, and he got a second opinion on and confirming that he should have been playing on this injured ankle. Even if that is 100, look, even if that's 100% true, and you're right, and that you had no business playing on your ankle, we can't defend your actions after that.
Just sit down and say my ankle hurt.
And that's all. And you know, think about it. If you'd have just sat on the bench and refused to go in, and then put this report out, you got all the backing in the world. Because everybody be eating their words. Everybody be like, see, he wasn't just going crazy. He actually had validity on his action on why he didn't want to go play in the game.
It was the ankle, man, because it looked like he wanted more opportunities to me.
But here's my thing. Guess what? Even if he just walked to the locker room and didn't throw his pads, teammates wasn't trying to bring him back, people would have probably listened to him when he'd be like,
absolutely,
I didn't quit. Arians cut me and said I'm done because I wouldn't go back in the game because I told him my ankle, I'm too hurt. I'm protecting my body. Yeah. The NFL is so hell bent on player safety, especially concussions, especially just injuries and all of that. He would have a case because he could say, hey, y'all care so much about player safety. I don't like my ankle. I'm thinking about what we can do in the postseason. We have it sewed up. I can't go in right now. I don't have it. I'm only going to be more of a detriment to the team, whatever the case may be. And just say, when I told him that, he told me, if you don't go in, you're done. So in my mind, he just cut me. I'm done. Yeah. So I walked into the locker room. But by throwing that fit, it just makes him look so bad. And now
is my guy too, Hill.
The people who already said you nothing but trouble, it gives them validity now. That's all. You just giving people the ammo. And remember the week before when they was asking him about the fake vaccination card, and he's like, "Oh, y'all just trying to build drama. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about football." Mm-hmm. And then what the fuck do? You go out and create drama.
Yeah.
Like I said, we cannot. Like I said, we can't defend. We can't defend this. Like I said, once you do that, like that outburst and that caused that spectacle, it's nothing to defend at that point. I don't care what the truth is. At that, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing we can do. Hey.
Yeah.
But that's all we got. That's all I got on the damn list. Yep. So playoffs is coming up, fellas.
Yeah, man. I'm sticking with my preseason picks.
Well, let's see that.
Now that you mentioned it, now that you mentioned it, let's start with our,
We see you, Ross. How you doing, Ross?
What's up, Ross?
We got the AFC.
Our AFC preseason playoff predictions.
And we got the division. I had the Bills, Chiefs, Titans, and Browns. Goddamn Browns.
Yeah, I don't know what you was tripping off of here.
You had the Ravens?
Other than the Browns?
Are they?
Yeah, with all the injuries they had and stuff, they still pretty impressive.
Hey, Browns had injuries too, brother.
And they still wouldn't have been good, bro.
I don't believe Baker's injuries, to be quite honest.
Hold on. But you still had the Browns in the wild card, so don't act like don't.
Too, because I just felt like
come on, thank you, AJ. I did have them in the wild card. I thought they could squeeze it in, bro.
Yeah, but the way you were just talking to them, like I should have never picked them at all, and then you still have them in the wild card. You got to put a little, take a little sauce off.
I think the Ravens is a better pick than them. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not mad at the pick.
AJ picked it too. He didn't even pick the Bengals. Let's talk about that.
Oh, we go get to that. I just didn't like the sauce. I didn't like the sauce that you gave me.
Don't be trying to throw me into this.
Yeah, we got to throw you in there.
We got to, bro.
What did I say? Because what I said preseason, and I do remember verbatim what I said is the Bengals should win between. The Bengals have to win 7 games. That's their floor. I see them between 7 and 9, and they could possibly upset somebody, but they will be playing meaningful football into December.
I like my pick, though. My
They
pick
highly
pretty
exceeded
good.
the expectations, and that's what I seen. I felt like, and I was calling the AFC North the toughest division, so I felt like 4 teams would be over 500 because I felt we would be pushing to be over 500. So that's why.
That was the whole purpose of this, Candy. You know what I'm saying? You be missing pre-production meeting. We don't really have pre-production meeting, but you miss pre-production meeting, and that's what happened. It was just to say, we got to justify what we went wrong here, like I said. And these are good picks. These ain't these ain't nothing wild. You ain't say nothing crazy.
Yeah,
because like if you think about it, we really ain't too far off. We got I got the Colts, and me and Hill got the Colts in the playoffs. Cannon got the Patriots in the playoffs. So we pretty much covering some pretty good bases over here.
Well, who I got? Everybody got 3 misses. Everybody got 3 misses. Yeah, we got 3 misses. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to say because I'm off because my division and my wild card is terrible. But I mean, like it's cool to go to see the NFC. Okay, I had the Cowboys, Bucks, Green Bay, and I had the Rams. Okay, I was just wilding on the wild card.
San Fran winning the West.
But
the
only wild card you really wild on was the Bears. That's the only wild card you really wild on, Hill.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like if Russ didn't get hurt, Seattle could probably sneak in there.
True,
that's what I was thinking.
They had some winnable games when he went on that streak, and then he came back injured. They could have squeaked. Yeah, they could have squeaked in this thing.
Yeah, and for me, I think if Jameis didn't get injured, the Saints would be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, the Saints would have been a problem.
But no question, Saints would have been in the playoffs.
But sure, they would have clinched by now.
Yeah, 100%. Because that team is rolling.
So yeah, you good. You had the 49ers winning the division. Okay. Both of y'all had the 49ers winning the division.
Yeah, I don't know why I was so I'm trying to figure out when they didn't even have a quarterback situation squared away. I'm trying to figure
the reason why continuity, because it's the reason why I had the Rams in the wild card. I just felt like the 49ers would win more early games, and I felt like the Rams would get hot later.
I think I did it purposely to disrespect the Rams.
I know you did, because that's why you got the Cardinals in there too.
It's okay, bro. You didn't have to make it a playoff.
Fuck that. They ain't going nowhere. Like, damn,
he was that mad at the Rams. I feel you. Full thought. You like that? You like that? You like that? Yeah, and that was also a Washington fan pick. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I threw them in there. I ain't believe that at all.
You wasn't alone. You wasn't alone.
But
you wasn't alone.
But at least I threw them in there, AJ.
I try to be real. I said we would be fighting.
Gotta be a fan. We want you to be a fan too.
I am a fan, but I'm also real too. Shit.
You be too real. What happens when you be too real? When
you get real goes wrong.
Hold on, but look, I put my money where my mouth is. I won some money on us winning the winning division. I won some money with Joe Burrow winning comeback player of the year. And I won some money with Jamar Chase being rookie of the year.
Yeah, you want to come Chase too, man. You need to start posting your stuff, bro.
He didn't win comeback player of the
year. You peeped that now, huh?
I peeped that, buddy. That's why I just switched it to parlays.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, but it's like, come on, man. But no, going back, you need to start posting some of your parlays, bro.
So we have the current playoff. Yeah, you definitely do.
I might do that.
Might do your own little video separately, but we'll talk about that. Right now, this is the current playoff picture. The number 1 seeds are the Titans, and Derrick Henry is designated from return of IR.
So what was his injury? It was a foot, but what was it?
It was a fractured bone in his foot.
So y'all think he can come back and be effective?
Shit, if he 80%,
80%, I'll take 80% of Derrick Henry.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, cause like I said, they found something in Foreman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely.
So it's like so
now you got a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, you don't have to run Derrick Henry 30 carries like they was accustomed to doing. You know what I'm saying? You can use them, you can ease them in, and if they keep this number 1 seed, they get an extra bye week. They get them healthy. So You know, it could be. Packers is rolling. You got the number 1 seed. They clinched that. Right now we got another. Would be the trilogy of the Bills and the Patriots.
Mhm.
NFC side, they got the Cowboys would be going against the Cardinals right now. We
Run it back.
Bengals and the Colts, Chiefs and the Chargers or the Raiders.
But these could potentially change based
Yeah.
off
Yeah, these
this week.
could
We
definitely
gonna
change.
run it back next week.
Yeah, definitely could change because like
Also,
we had.
next week, y'all, I got a game on Wednesday. I'm letting y'all know live.
All right,
All right.
we know your schedule. We have Sunday. We have the the Chargers and the Raiders. It's win to get in. That's it. Win to get
Yeah.
in. Nothing else to talk about. Win to get in. Of course, that the Jags beat the Colts, and they do have a good home winning record against the Colts. Whatever, yada yada yada.
I ain't believing
And
none of
they
that shit.
and they tied. They can both get in. Yeah, we got. Let's say it right now. Who are y'all more confident in? You get it off the screen, AJ. Who are y'all more confident in? The Chargers or the Raiders getting in the playoffs?
Oof.
I have to say the Chargers.
Okay, explain.
Quarterbacks for me. I like Herbert better than Derek Carr. Period.
This is a tough one for me just because the Chargers, they kind of boom or bust right now. It's like they will lay some duds, but with what's going on, the totality of the team, I kind of trust the Chargers more because they have a little bit more firepower. Yes, Derek Carr's been balling and he's been making it work with Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller and Zay Jones just went off. But when it comes to the playoffs, I think I kind of trust the ancillary players that are around Justin Herbert a little bit more. So, Mike Williams and Austin Eckler and stuff like that.
Hey, what word was that?
Ancillary, like
Hey, Renfro been cooking, man.
Renfro is balling.
Great wide receiver.
No, yeah, 100%. So, I'm definitely. I think that'll be a great game. I really do like Derek Carr. I just think kind of everything that's happened this season just might be a little bit too much to overcome eventually.
It should have came down to this if you the Chargers. That's the problem.
Right.
That's why
It really shouldn't have.
Like I'm going to pick the Chargers because you are the better team, but y'all shouldn't be in this predicament of win and get in. Y'all should have sealed this up without choking against the damn Texans.
Facts. Yeah. He just said it. He literally just said they shouldn't have choked against the Texans.
So it's like
us now.
It's like who do I trust more? It's like I said it last week. I don't trust the Chargers until they prove otherwise that they'll be trusted.
Oh yeah, now I don't trust the Chargers.
No. In comparison to these teams, you pick. I understand the question.
Trust the Chargers more.
And trust me, I'm picking the Chargers as well because they are the better team. They shouldn't be here. But if going forward, I'm not about to trust the Chargers again until you show me otherwise. The Raiders are playing with house money. They should not be here.
Exactly. So
I feel like the Raiders,
and that's actually the scary part. It's more pressure on the Chargers to win this game.
And the Raiders got a chip on their shoulder from what has happened to them all season. So it's like they can't just go out there and ruin it for you.
They could have been laid the egg. Like
they could have.
They keep fighting and keep
stuff is fueling them.
So it's like they have a chance. This should be a great game Sunday night.
It's like a playoff game.
It is a playoff game.
This is a playoff game.
It's a play-in game, so that means it's a playoff game.
There you go.
Yeah, because guess what? It's win or go home.
Yeah.
So now we got on the NFC. The Saints got to play the Falcons, dude?
You said what now?
The Saints got to play the Falcons. If the Saints play the Falcons, I believe they would get in. I think they may need some help though.
I think so.
I think they need the 49ers to lose.
Yeah, they need the 49ers to lose because I think that's the last spot that's available because the 49ers haven't clinched either.
No. So like I said, the 49ers have to win. I think the 49ers have to win, and they have to have the Saints lose. It's one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot, bro.
But it's tough. The reason it's tough for the 49ers, regardless, because they have to win the game, I believe. They're going against the Rams. The Rams have to win this game to get to seal up the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
So-
if they lose and the Cardinals win, they get the NFC West.
Come on now. Come on, Cards.
So we got some things to play for.
Mm-hmm.
NFC West is going at it. Where do we see this thing shaking out? Do we see the 49ers, coming, showing that championship pedigree that they have? Or
who's that quarterback?
I don't know who's gonna start this week.
Yeah, me neither.
Yes, because that's really what it comes down to me. And like I said, they're playing the Rams.
That has to win the game.
That has to win too. So you're getting a motivated Rams team, and so this isn't gonna be a cakewalk. And if Jimmy G starts, which Jimmy G is gonna show up? The Jimmy G that you feel like, okay, when he's on, he can lead you to a Super Bowl, or the Jimmy G that's gonna trick it. But 49ers ain't got no chance, bro. 49ers have a chance.
I don't want to sidetrack us.
But Matthew, like if that team is just, if the Rams are who we think they are, this shouldn't be that tough of a game for them.
I can't break your heart, Reese, because the 49ers always play the Rams well.
Yeah, they do. It's a division game. So
there you go.
And thank you. Thank you for your help, my brother. I've been waiting for you. You see me struggling up here with the damn stats. Y'all 5-0 against the Rams. Y'all own the Rams. This should be y'all games to win to get in. So what you gonna do? Barbecue and mildew. It is what it is. But once again, the Rams need to win this game to get the second seed.
That 5-0 ain't gonna help y'all though, Reef. That's honestly playing against y'all in this situation that I'd say y'all are due a L.
Yeah,
that is correct.
But here's one thing. If Trey's starting, if he starts and he adds that extra dimension with his legs, we never know, because now those wrinkles that you could add in there with Trey, Debo, like that can cause some trouble, and it you can move the pocket, all of that. It can help you.
But just like you said with Jimmy G, are you getting which Trey Lance are you getting? The first half against the Texans when he was looking questionable, or the second half when he was looking like I see why you was drafting early.
But that's the thing, and it's a possibility. My bad, Kenny, go ahead.
It's like a play-in game for him. Like it's the biggest stage probably for him. So it's like I'm gonna have to lean if it's Trey. We might see a little bit of a shaky Trey to start the game. He will have to find himself during the game. So I feel like it's gonna be a close game. It's a rivalry. I feel like it's gonna come down to the end. I'm rooting for the 49ers, man. Come on.
I can tell by your predictions. But what I will say is Shanahan has the offense that can help Trey Lance. Run the ball, really give him some easy throws so where he can settle down. And he has another week of practice in where he can get more reps, see more things, more preparation, watch some more film. I'm sure Matthew Stafford should be over there telling him, hey, this is what you're gonna see when you get this look, maybe expect this, etc. So it can possibly help. I just think that this Rams team, they're still kind of finding their groove. It's really just Matt Stafford. If he's Jekyll and Hyde, that's the only thing. But I think overall, Matt Stafford Jekyll and Hyde and Trey Lance Jekyll and Hyde. I think you still kind of might have to go with Matt Stafford.
I'm just glad that my team personally, it don't matter this week. Like,
can we talk about another team who this week don't matter? Can I do that real quick?
Go ahead, man. Get your rocks off.
You wait to the end. I'm glad you said this. So go ahead.
So once again, I said it on the Brew Party podcast. I'm not sure how many of you checked it out, but I said, when I said, hey, the Bengals will win between 7 and 9 games, if they win 9 and get into the playoffs, I do believe that the Bengals drought will come to an end because Joe Burrow. I haven't felt like this about a quarterback since Carson Palmer. And Andy Dalton, he got us to the playoffs 5 straight years, but Andy Dalton didn't spark any confidence in me. I say it all the time. Andy Dalton couldn't motivate me to make a sandwich. Andy Dalton needed to have everything perfect around him to win. Like Joe Burrow, he's been sacked the most, like, at a crazy rate, and still has put up elite numbers, still leads the league in completion percentage. He literally is the only quarterback, I think, that's over 70% completion in the NFL. And I think I saw a stat, Patrick Mahomes has like 100-something more passes than Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow has 49 more yards than him. Joe Burrow is doing really great things. And so I think the matchups that we are set to draw in the playoffs are pretty favorable. If it's the Colts, we are a top 5 rushing defense. So, Jonathan Taylor's still Jonathan Taylor, of course. But if we can, make Carson Wentz have to throw the ball, then and you get into a shootout with us, that's a problem. And we will make it tough for you. And we still do have a really decent defense. And the adjustments that we made, that second half of that Colts game is the most complete game that we've played all season. And it was probably against the second best team that we played all season.
Said what? Hold on. Repeat that.
Chiefs. My bad, Chiefs.
I'm about to say, y'all played the Colts already?
But what happened the second half of that Chiefs game?
The second half of that Chiefs game is the most complete game we've played all season.
Because of why? Y'all did what now?
We spread the ball around.
But
we got the ball to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and we actually played. But see, the thing is, those adjustments.
I don't think he heard you, Caddy.
Okay, so yes, we made adjustments. Lou Anarumo made adjustments on defense.
Oh, now Lou, man.
So
he gave up 31. He gave up 31 in the first half and only gave up 3 in the second half. Ain't that adjustment?
This stubborn and not give your man's no credit, bro. Your man's played no part in this.
Look, what I will say, because I'm just being a jerk. But what I will say, because I've talked I literally talked to Hill about this. As the season was going on, I've always said we got to stop relying on Jamar Chase as just a deep threat. Jamar Chase has elite run after catch ability, and you still have T. Higgins. You're all like, they're going to cloud coverage Jamar. So once that deep ball from Jamar isn't there, it almost was like the whole defense got stagnant. We saw that in a couple of games where when you didn't get that big splash play, the offense didn't look the same. But once we started getting T. Higgins in the deep ball game and utilizing Tyler Boyd, over the middle of the field and, deep posts and stuff like, and leaking him out on wheel routes and stuff like that, the offense started clicking at a higher rate. Even if Joe Mixon isn't running the ball, it's almost like you still can't do anything, because what I've always said, the reason why I said we should draft Jamar Chase is because now my third guy is better than your third guy. And yeah, and I gotta give my guy Zim Hude some credit. One of the things that he said about drafting Jamar Chase is a lot of people wanted us to draft Penei Sewell, and drafting Penei Sewell would be a move that would make us semi-relevant in the AFC North. You draft Jamar Chase to beat the Chiefs, the team that is the cream of the crop in the AFC, and the team that you're competing with for Super Bowls. You're not like, you want to win the AFC North, but that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be enough firepower to beat the best. And that's what that move was. And I always respected him for saying that, because that's some real shit. And I think that's, was kind of evident now. Like with what we did, we brought in some really good corners. Like Cheeto Awuzie, he traveled wherever Tyreek Hill went. He shut him down. He was running with him stride for stride. We didn't get much out of Trey Waynes, but we brought in some big corners. We put Trey Flowers on, Travis Kelce. He didn't cook either. DeMarcus Robinson and their other pieces were the ones who kind of went big, but we shut down their two main factors.
So who's the coach of the year?
The coach of the year?
Vrabel.
That's who it should be. I mean, well, not say who it should be. That's my selection. But
I think it's going to be Vrabel just off the strength of the things that
he's done. without
that
him.
he's done with all the circumstances. But I
AJ
do
Brown
believe
was hurt.
hey Cannon, I do believe Zach Taylor should be in the conversation for taking a team
I'm done, and
that
I
was
ain't.
expected to win 4 games and goes on to win the AFC North. And beating the Chiefs is what put him in the conversation. And then also, as you can see, beating the Chiefs is what put him in that conversation, and how he beat the Chiefs is what put him in the conversation as well.
That's a fact. I'm gonna say somebody else that should be in that conversation, and it's gonna be funny. Look at me being objective. Nick Sirianni. Bro,
Yeah.
nobody had the
He
Eagles
deserves
doing
to be in
nothing.
that conversation because
Nobody
the
had,
Eagles, bro.
nobody had the Eagles doing nothing. Nothing. They were supposed to be the last in the sorry NFC least, and they already clinched their division.
Hey,
I
man,
mean, not division spot, the
he deserved to be in
Playoff
that
spot.
conversation, bro. Period.
So it's like it's time for that he deserves his credit. I know he's not going to win the award, but like you said,
Yeah, he's not gonna win the war, but
let's throw his name. Let's go and give him his flowers now for doing the job that nobody expected you to
he
do, not
doing a
even
good
yourself.
job. Because if he was at all the jokes, if he would have came in my organization doing that, I would have been sold. So
Like you said,
I ain't on the man at all, man.
you take a team that was projected to be one of the worst teams in
Yeah.
the league, projected last team in the NFC least, and you go out there, you clinch the division,
But like he really, one of his strengths, bro. He really, the players that can do a certain thing, he let them do that certain thing, bro.
He adjusted. Because it's not the same team that ran the ball 3 times against the Cowboys. Now they're the number 1 rushing team in the league.
Yeah.
So, like you said,
and that happened over the course of the season. It wasn't like they were still running the ball, but then they just started breaking out. They were not running the ball at all, and then next thing you know, they just magically become the number 1 rushing offense in the league. That's big.
And it ain't like they rusted a whole bunch of home run runs either. Like these are big old chunk runs that keeping them chains moving.
Jalen Hurts, man,
that still don't get respect. They still trying to figure out is he the guy. Like you said, y'all in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And I said this to some Eagle fans. I got some Eagle fans in my family. Like, listen, if you don't make him the guy, you're gonna waste picks on a quarterback, and then you're not gonna have the weapons for either guy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they barely got him now.
You need to take a page out of the Bengals book. You need to go get that guy that can make you compete with Dallas. Period. Like that should be your goal. We need a guy that's going to impact a Dallas game. Because we can get a lineman in the 3rd round. In the 2nd round, we can get him. But a guy that could be a division crusher, we probably don't going to find in the 1st round. Got to go and get him.
They got 3 first-round picks, though, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got 3 first-round picks. You can do that in the 1st round. You going to get your receiver in the 1st round.
You can get you a receiver and 2 linemen.
You know what I'm saying?
But and then also,
you can fix some things.
And like I said, with the things that are going on now, you can build a patchwork offensive line. You don't have to it doesn't have to be somebody that's got your offensive line got to block 4 seconds. The offense that you run, especially if you're trying to run the ball, just 2.5, 3 seconds. That's all you need.
The offensive line is not bad. It's just getting old at certain positions. So you just need
to re-up and build for the future. It's projecting for the future before it becomes too much of a problem.
But the future
would it be? It'd be depth because teams very rarely suit up their starting offensive line all year. Like, come on now. So if you have a terrible backup, when your line starts getting hurt, you're done.
The future is bright in Philly. That's all. That's all.
No, definitely bright. They definitely need some wide receivers, though, man.
Yeah.
They could have had Justin Jefferson, but never mind.
They could have.
I mean, they played that. They played their hand wrong.
I thank God they don't.
I mean, it's only 2 teams that really don't know what they're doing at drafting receivers, and that's the Eagles and the Patriots. I mean,
yeah.
Of the 2 teams I can think off the top of my head.
I like. What's my guy that I like?
Devontae Smith.
That's
one.
Yeah,
that's one. What about JJ?
I kind of like Rager. I did like Rager.
No, you don't.
I did, bro. But this year it's too many drops for me. So I don't know. I can't defend the drop. So Hopefully he have a better year.
Remember they
I
was
feel
asking
like
me if I
Rager's
was
gonna
worried
go
about it.
somewhere else and probably do decent in the league. But I don't know. I thought he was a good pick when they
Like
drafted.
Aguilar. That's Aguilar.
Yeah. I remember they was asking me if I was worried about Jamar Chase drops.
We might it's just before I gotta just say my piece, man. So it's funny that the Bucks can struggle all game and post the damn lose to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Rams can struggle against the same backups that the Ravens played that the Bengals destroyed. The Rams can struggle and go down to the wire with that team. My team lose to a team that had the number one seed throughout the NFC the damn near majority of the season, and the sky's falling. And I'm supposed to just, be worried. Everybody's supposed to be worried, but those two teams can just because they squeaked out a win, it feels different. I cannot wait to go off. I just cannot wait to go off. And I'm just gonna save that.
Man, listen, that's gonna always be a team, bro. It's America's team. That's what comes with it.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna just wait on it, and it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be that sweet apple pie, baby.
I hope you get it, man. I hope you get
Who's
it.
defensive player of the year?
Huh?
Who?
Who's
I didn't
defensive
hear
player
you.
of the year? Who's
It's TJ
defensive player
Watt,
of the year?
bro. TJ Watt. Just give it to him so they can shut up. But he honestly does deserve it. After missing 2 games and still putting up the production that he did, like he
yesterday, I mean Monday sealed it.
He
That
definitely
performance, that performance Monday.
But don't he got one more game?
Yeah.
Don't TJ got one more game?
Mm-hmm.
It's still up in the air, bro.
Nah. Having those 4 kind of put it out of
Bro,
reach.
if someone
Had he
else
gotten like 1, maybe 2.
Listen, if Parson goes out and have 4 sacks, bro,
Parsons out with COVID. He out with COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
It's over, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's over. It's over. It's only thing left is for Darius Leonard to have an amazing game. That's it. He's the only other option left.
Hey, he might do it.
Man, I don't care what they say.
Man,
if Trey Diggs take one more to the crib, bro, I'm sorry. I don't care what they say.
Nah.
We ain't seen this. Shoot. Last one was Charles Woodson, bro, and he ain't have nowhere close to this type of season when he got it.
I feel you. I defend my guys. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is hard to do on that island than it is just pin your ears back, bro. I'm not saying getting sacks is easy. Don't tell, because that's what they're gonna say cannon bugging. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you look at the numbers, we ain't seen this. We've seen lots of sacks. We've seen it.
He tested today, Eric. That's so he can be at the game last night and get a test today and get his result. I'm confused. CD and Amari was at the game tonight too, so who knows?
So they might be out with it too, huh?
The whole Bengals team was in the club on Sunday night.
I thought it wasn't no club.
All that with COVID.
I thought it wasn't no club.
Whatever they was at, they got it.
Exactly. That's exactly where they was at too. I know where they was at too.
Not you know where they was at.
I do. Because the athletes built the club in Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow said, man, ain't nothing for us to do out here, man.
They found something.
And then what happened?
They said, oh, nah, you been going to the wrong spots, Joe.
We got come over here.
Yeah, you're going to take
COVID Central over here, baby.
I'm going to roll that Pac-Man carpet out for you, man.
You do know Pac-Man still live in Cincinnati, right?
Yes, we've been here. That's why there's a reason why he's still there. Remember I said that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, this was fun, guys. Like I said, shouts out to the fours. Y'all was here. Throw your fours up once again. Out there, we gotta find y'all the emoji, man. Come on, Apple.
What's this, 136?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. It's AJ. That's Cannon. Y'all the fours.
J5.
And we out. We out.